Hey everybody, today and tomorrow we're going to be talking about something that'll probably be near and dear to your lives as you become adults, and that is the use of credit and credit cards. As you see here on the first slide, we have three different commercials. You can watch those on your own. This isn't Google Slides for you, but you can see up here you have what's in your wallet, Capital One. You hear those quite often. You have a Visa credit card commercial here. This is kind of a fun one to watch what happens because if you watch it, all of a sudden someone tries to pay in cash and it makes cash look bad, which is not the case. And over here is Tina Fey's Guide to Workouts with Using American Express. You can take a peek at those on your own. Let's get into talking about credit. Today in class, we'll be discussing the good and the bad of credit and what it really does to you, and some of the major terms as well. First off, let's take a look. What is credit? Credit basically is what it says there, the opportunity to borrow money or receive goods and services now with a promise to pay later. Hey, give me $5 today and I'll get it back tomorrow with a soda, or something along those lines for your parents or maybe your grandparents. There's an old cartoon, Popeye, where one of the characters, Wimpy, would always say, I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. Again, a chance to get something now knowing you don't have the cash to pay for it later, or don't have the cash to pay now, you can pay for it later. Fun one here, this is Mr. Nom Nom Nom. You have a chance to watch what credit cards do to you. Again, the videos you can watch on your own. Some of the positives using credit. You'll hear a lot of positive and negatives. Some of the positives to credit, well, it's convenient. Yeah, you go places, you pull plastic out, especially the younger adults now. You go out, and it's just so easy to pull it out. You don't even realize you're spending money. If you make a big purchase, I know in class we might have talked about buying that 70-inch flat screen TV. You can't just whip out $5,000 and pay for it. It makes it easy. You can't jump online and pay cash. You have your credit card to buy things online. You guys all live in a world where we're Amazon savvy. Um, it also used to build up your credit rating. The more you use the credit, the more you pay it back. They kind of keep track of who's paying things back. And if you have a higher credit rating, they like you. And they'll give you more money, give you more opportunity to borrow more. When it comes time to buy your house or buy a car, the better the credit rating, the quicker they'll approve you or the more money they'll let you have. Credit is universally accepted. Almost wherever you go, they have the credit machine where you can slide it in or you can put the chip in now. Positives, put a question mark after safe. Is it safe? You've got things going on where people do try and skim it and steal your identity. However, by using credit cards, the place where gives you the money, they can track things. I just give the example of a couple weeks ago, my wife's Target card. We got a phone call real quickly. Hey, did you buy plane tickets to go to some African country? And the answer was, I hope not. But then my wife said no, she didn't. So that was good. They will watch over your money. So if you have the credit card, someone's looking over all the time. And the other big thing is you can pay it back over time. Hey, I don't have $2,000, but I want this thing. I can pay it back a couple $100 a month. What are some of the problems with using credit or the negatives to using credit? One, it is too easy. Before we said it was convenient. Now it just is so easy you don't even feel it. I watched certain individuals go places and they just, we're going to whip it out, spend it. Don't even know if they don't even ask for a receipt. They just trust that whatever it is, we'll look at it electronically. It's just too easy. It's too easy to spend what you don't have and can't pay back. You don't think twice about it. Oh, I've got this credit card with a $5,000 limit. I'll go ahead and buy that new dining room set and throw it in. It doesn't happen. Then all of a sudden you can't pay it back. That's where you hear the word the repo man. They'll come repossess some of your goods. Debt. You'll be behind the eight ball. You'll owe money. A bad credit rating. If you miss a payment or two, if you're late in your payments, your scores go down. So when you become an older adult, you guys transfer from being 21-year-old young adults to about 27, 28. It's time to buy that house. Your credit score will be low. Theft. Again, you talk about, or people have talked about the gas station to put skimmers out of the machine. The next thing you know, someone's got your credit card number. And they're just out buying stuff, and you can't get it back, and you lose the money. Fees. They do hide fees on the cards, so sometimes they'll say, "Hey, it's great that you have our so and so credit card. However, it's $35 a year just to have the card. So you're paying to use your own money. You have to look carefully at those. And some credit cards have insanely high interest rates. If you don't get your credit card from a bank or a reputable lender, if you just go to a department store, the rates are really high. Sometimes you'll see it's almost 5 times as high as what you can get just at a bank. In previous years, we've talked about the identity theft, and this is some of the states that have the larger problems with identity theft. You'll notice they are bigger states. So you can go back to when we did our electoral college. These are some of the states with the higher populations. Some of the terms to get to know. The first term is principal. The principal is just the amount of money you borrow. How much did you borrow? If I use my credit card to buy a $2,000 TV, the principal is $2,000. It's just the amount of the loan. The interest, that is what you pay extra beyond the loan when you pay it back. It's usually expressed as a percentage. So if I borrow $2,000 at 10% interest annually, I have to pay back the interest on my loan every year. Every payment I'll pay it back. It'll break it down into 12 segments. But it's just the money beyond your loan that you have to pay back. So I put a quick situation here. If you bought a home, a 30-year fixed mortgage around 4.25%, how much would it cost if you bought a $200,000 home? Well, let's pull that out real quickly here. If you bought a $200,000 home, and let's not even put a down payment down. Let's leave that blank. 30 years at 4.25, which is about the average these days. Let's calculate. You would pay $983.88 a month. Now, if you really figure that out, like we talked about in some classes on Wednesday, that comes down to that $200,000 home costing you about $375,000. So you're paying extra $175,000 just to get that money to buy the home. Is that fair? I'll leave that up for you guys to discuss in class. How about a car? You could do the same thing. If you're buying a $15,000 car, you could spend $269.53 a month using this formula here. And again, you're going to pay an extra $1,000 or so in interest. You can do the math on your own on those. We'll be doing those when we get to life economics as well. But let's get back to some smaller purchases. Your Starbucks coffee, your lunch out with a date, your laptops, your clothing, just going to the ATM. They all have downsides as well. Excuse me. The payback trap. If all you do is pay back minimum payments, it'll go for a long time and you'll pay a lot more. The payback trap is if you just pay back the minimum each month that the bank or the business requires you to pay. These next two videos do a great job of talking about the payback trap. Take a look at them. Although this one's a little bit inaccurate on a couple things, this one here does a great job of showing how much you actually pay in interest rate. Give those guys a look-see on your time. A finance charge has any fee representing the cost of credit or borrowing. So if you get a Visa card, they may give you again, the annual fee of $35. They may say if you go over, they'll charge you an extra $50. Any charges at all that go with using the credit. A credit limit, that's exactly how much you can spend. Your first credit card, you guys being younger, when you become 18, someone might offer you $1,000, maybe $2,000. The more you use it and pay it off right away, the higher your credit rating will go. Incentive, that's just a reward or benefit that motivates you to do something. You'll walk to, oftentimes what I'll see is when I went to a Bucks game when I was younger, 18 years old. Hey, come sign up for the credit card and get this free Milwaukee Bucks t-shirt. Woohoo! So you sign up, you get the credit card, you get the free t-shirt, then you go home and cut the credit card and never use it. Well, that hurts your credit score. So you got to be careful when they promise you things, or they promise you miles for airline flights. Again, do you really travel all that often that that's going to be good for you? Be smart with your incentives. And again, incentive is just a reward. A debit card, now that's different than a credit card. A debit card, it works like a credit card. You slide it in, it runs everything through. But debit card doesn't have interest. That just runs off of your bank accounts you already have. So if you have a checking account or a savings account, you hook up your debit card with it, and it just takes it directly out. These videos do a nice job of explaining it. This one's a little bit long, but does an excellent job. It's worth your time to look at it. Now, tomorrow in class, we're going to meet Credita. She's going to go shopping. We'll be doing some credit card and interest rate work. So make sure you have your calculator tomorrow. We'll put that in several different ways. All right, I hope you get a chance to look at the videos. Hope you have a good discussion in class. Thank you very much, and have a good day.